Hi, welcome to the Knitting Samurai +1 video podcast. I am your host, Steph, also known as the Knitting Samurai over on Ravelry and Instagram. And this is episode 79. I know, I can't believe it. Here we are again. So nice to see you. I cannot believe it is the start of February. Well, it will be by the time you see this. Where is time going? So fast, so fast. But before we get into the show, can I just show you one thing? Oh, see you in June. Okay, sorry. Couldn't resist. I wore it today because it's a Friday. Actually, I'm kind of hot, so I'm going to take this off. It's Friday here, and I didn't have any major serious meetings that I was presenting at, so I said, you know what, I can wear my shirt. So the rest of the company, I mean my group knows, but the rest of the company that saw me in the hallways today now knows. So it's fun. It's fun. Let's see. I have to talk to you about the blip thing. Okay, and this is probably, well, it won't be the last time we discuss it, but I have a solution. So, I'm not comfortable walking away from iTunes. I know that about 2/3 of you watch the podcast through iTunes. I can see that from the viewer statistics. So, and the fact that I personally watch all of my podcasts through iTunes, I'm not going to leave iTunes. So that sent me out there looking for other options, and while the cost of doing a WordPress blog or doing a WordPress site to host all of the video is exorbitant, the cost to host about 10 episodes a year is very reasonable, if you ask me, for my budget. So I'm gonna go there. So here's how it's gonna work. If you would like to watch this, well, the 10 most recent episodes will be available in iTunes. All of the back catalog, so all of the Expectant Knitter podcasts, all of the episodes prior to the 10 before, I don't know how else to say that, but all of so at this point it'll be the 69 episodes previous, are available on either the Blip channel, which you can watch, or they're available on the Blogger website, which is Knitting Samurai +1, just the number, .blogspot.com. The WordPress blog is Knitting Samurai +1.wordpress.com. And what else do I need to tell you? So I figured out the feed, sorry, I'm bouncing the table. I figured out the feed through iTunes. So if you are watching there and you have the purple badge for the Knitting Samurai +1 blog, you need to go out, unsubscribe, and resubscribe to the gray image. That's the image of rolling on my lap with the red writing across the bottom. It rolls at the beginning of this. You just go into iTunes, search for Knitting Samurai. It'll bring up all three, Expectant Knitter, the purple Knitting Samurai, and then the gray Knitting Samurai. You're gonna pick the gray one. And that'll keep your feed flowing through iTunes, and we're good to go. Yes, I know. I worked on it the last 2 weekends, and I want to say Tuesday night I got my email from iTunes saying everything was all set. I went home, I checked it on my iPad and my phone, and yep, everything worked. I could watch the videos. So excited. So whew, that's just been like a huge weight, and I hope that this pleases everyone. I know that when I find a new podcast, I like to watch a few of the current episodes, and then I'll jump all the way back to the beginning and catch my way back up. If you're interested in doing that, you have to go to Blip, or you have to go to the Blogger, Blogspot blog. So that's how it's gonna work. All right. All of that. That's a lot of talking for me for not fun knitting chatter, right? And that's not what you come for. So let's talk about some knitting, shall we? Because that's what we all came to do. So the main project on my needles this week has been the Citron. Oh yeah, big time, big time, big time. So this is her Sunshine base, which is a 75/25 merino nylon. The King's Cross colorway, and it's a gradient. So it goes from this bright green to a medium green, dark green, out to a gray. I have been knitting like crazy. The Citron is broken into 5 sections. That's how the pattern is written. I'm about halfway through the 4th one. And no, I just started the 4th one, let's be honest. And I feel like I haven't even hit one of those color changes. Now granted, you know, I'm up to 350 stitches a row here. Like the rows are very substantial now. You know, I used to be able to do a row in 10 minutes and now it's looking more like half an hour. And they're going to continue to grow. So I'm sure I will use all of this up, but it's like, oh, if I go a little further, will I get there? How about a little further now? A little further. I'm just not. So looking forward to some serious knitting time this weekend, and maybe I can bust my way through that. The pattern calls for 470 yards and I have 490 yards. So really, I'm expecting to use it all. So next week it should be more exciting to look at than it is right now. But it's supposed to be a 34-inch depth. And what, 12 inches right there. So I really do like the ruffles. If there was ever a project that made me say, yep, I'm a product knitter, I'm not a process knitter, it's this one. So it's so defeating to be going along and then all of a sudden you double your stitches and those rows just take so long in the ruffle section, and then you go down again and it's reasonable, manageable. You're going, you pick up speed again until the next ruffle section. So I will be very pleased when it's done. It's a very simple pattern, not difficult to knit, just not something I've been like, oh, I can't wait. It's more like, I want that finished object, so let me get through this. So that's that. US size 6s, 4.0 millimeter needles. And this pattern, the Citron pattern by Hilary Smith Calley, was published in Knitty Winter 2009. So there you go, those are the details on that. In between, not very often, would you like to see a little row handprint? It was very snowy last weekend. No, it wasn't very snowy. No, there was a lot of snow on the ground, and Steve wanted to skate on the pond that's near our house, and so we took a field trip. I timed us because I was afraid that at 10 degrees I didn't really want Roland outside for too long for his skin on his face. I mean, I wasn't worried about the rest of his body, he was completely bundled, but I timed it and I took some video, and let's look at that now. Just walking on this pond while Daddy shovels it so he can skate. Roland's checking it all out. It's cold though. We've been here about 10 minutes and I'm ready to go. Gotta at least give him 20 in the great outdoors. I think we'll have a good nap after this though. Maybe do some knitting. Although I'll probably be tired and nap too. Who am I kidding? This morning Roland was singing Old MacDonald Had a Farm, E-I-E-I-O. You know the song. One of his favorites. And Steve was singing with him, and they got to the part about on the farm there was a, and Roland said, "Mommy." To which they then sang with a knit knit here and a knit knit there, here a knit, there a knit, everywhere a knit knit. Oh, alright, let's see if I can make it a few more minutes. Oh. Woo! You get it. Hey yo! Alright, we're up to 30 minutes. About to head home. And he decided it's fun to pull his boat sled around.
Just like Daddy.
I think it's the funniest thing once he's all bundled up and the little arms are out and the legs, it just takes these funny steps. But also on my needles is the sockhead hat. This is serving two roles for me, so there are two intentions. This is Rhinebeck, what I'm classifying as Rhinebeck yarn, and it is for a hat pattern. So the hat is by Kelly McClure. It's a sockhead hat, as I said, and this is Into the World Alunde yarn. The colorway is 221B. It is a gorgeous color, and I just need to get further. That's all, plain and simple. I am using different needles than I normally would. They're doing all right. They're not bothering me, so that's good. I don't know what kind of needles they are. Knitter's Pride with the black. Yeah, I think they're Knitter's Pride needles, so the cord is very nice. And I've done 3/4 of an inch of ribbing. Really focused on the citron. So these are 2.53 millimeter needles, and that's it. Yeah, I did go up a little bit. Just, I think I added 8 extra stitches just to be certain that it would fit me to the slouchy looseness that I wanted, given my gauge. So that's a one adjustment there. So there you go. What else is on the needles? The purple socks. I don't think I've done anything since you saw them last, but I'll just show you. Maybe I did. I think I had just turned the heel actually, now that I'm showing you. These will definitely be going along to the movies. I'm taking my dad to the IMAX to see I, Frankenstein. I love my dad. No one else will go with him. So we're gonna go, and I'll just focus on my knitting when we get to the horror-y parts. Horror, not what else that could be. Yeah, but and Aaron Eckhart is a pretty good actor, right? Right? Yeah, I just tell myself that. So, so that's where they are. That is the afterthought heels. So I think I did do a little bit since we last talked. Maybe, perhaps, maybe not. But anyways, those are Knit Picks Felici in the Sugar Violets color. US Zeros, 2.0 millimeter needles, 2x2 rib, and Lala's Afterthought heel pattern. So there you go. That's on the needles. The socks I'm working on for my dad, which I think I can bring to the movies with him because he's not very observant. I did 10 rows, half an inch on them. So this is Snowflake Regia. Is there something about this time of year that just makes you want to have a lot of projects on the needles? I don't know, but I do. So this is Regia, as I said, over 68 stitches. And that's 2x2 rib again, my standard toe-up pattern. And you can see, I don't see any snowflaking yet, do you? I just see stripes with blips in them. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm testing it out. This is color 7709, and again the US Zero 2.0 millimeter needles with a 2x2 rib. I know, stockinette or vanilla socks are the highlight of any knitting podcast. I love to see them. But you know, they're part of my goals, and I do want to get through them. The last thing that I've really been working on this week, I'm flying through this, kids, is my Seamless Solomas by Megan Williams. So this is a slipper pattern. It is very interesting construction. I tried it on last night. I'm not sure how comfortable my foot is going to be in this. I wear a size, women's size 11, and if you measure my foot, it's like 10 3/10, 10.3 inches, whatever that would be. I guess 10 1/4 inches. And so I knit the 11-inch size according to the pattern. I should check my gauge because I feel like they would fit someone with a slightly smaller foot a little bit better. But that's okay. My mom has that slightly smaller foot, and she would find these interesting, I'm sure. The yarn that I'm using is Inspiration Dye Works, her fluffy base held double in the Turquoise Thunder colorway. I have to say, this is a very creative slipper. I do. So last night I finished the ribbing, and then in just an evening I did all this. So that's pretty good progress. I'm almost done this part. I think I have like 10 more rows, and then the slipper gets bound off. I'm sorry, it was time to record. I didn't have time to get it done, but I do like to have progress to show you. So they are coming along so squishy. And you know, I'm knitting these on US size 6 4.0 millimeter needles. I don't knit a lot of things with yarn held double, and I think I said this before, but I'll say it again. I'm not a big fan of this pattern thus far. Like, I don't enjoy it. I'm forcing myself to knit it. That's how I should word it. There's nothing wrong with the pattern. I'm just not enjoying the knitting of it. And I think that a huge part of that is this holding the yarn double. That's just not my cup of tea. So if I were to knit these again, which we'll see if I want to continue on with this pair and knit roll into pair, I will definitely use worsted or Aran weight yarn. I won't hold fingering weight double. So that's just not my cup of tea. So there you go. What else do I have to tell you? Wow. Okay. The dishcloths, they haven't been finished yet, but once I finish that Saloma, my 6s will be free. I'll bust out 2 more dishcloths and then I'll go back to the slippers. That's the plan. That is the plan thus far. I got a haircut this week and my hair was so long. I think she cut 3 inches off it. It had been a very long time since I'd gone. And my crazy wavy hair that I have forgets that it's wavy when it gets too long. And so this week I've just been trying to remind it and wear it down, and it's just a pain because then it goes, it gets real puffy real fast because I have a lot of hair. And I end up with the ponytail, but because she just cut it, the camera cut out on me there. I think I was telling you about my hair and how there are pieces falling and it's making me a little crazy, but it's not yet at a state after the fresh haircut thing for me, at least because of my very wavy puffy hair. It's not yet under control and remembering that it wants to wave and hang nicely. So I just have these straight pieces hanging and they're making me crazy. But anyways, that's my hair. Yeah, I know. It was a good mail week for me. I caught a Fiber Nymph dye work update and I got my Into the World club shipment. So I'll show you a little bit of that. I got some Bonafide, which is our 100% superwash DK in the Rainbow Riot colorway. So I watched Lisa on 90% Knitting, her podcast. I love it. I watched her go through her shop update. I don't always let myself watch her and Stephen of Dramatic Knits watch the shop update because that's pretty much guarantees a shop purchase. But when I saw this colorway that is a self-striping, I knew I had to have it. I didn't care what base I got it in. So by the time I made it there, which was a couple hours late because it's midday and I was at work and whatever, the DK was all that was available. So I said, I don't care, I'll take it, thank you very much for me. So maybe I will knit, maybe this is what I'll use to knit a baby hat for thing too. Because Roland had the Rainbow Marley, maybe I'll do this. Oh, I like it. And do something for Roland so he feels special too. We got some books. I am so chatty. Oh well. I ordered a whole bunch of books about being a big brother and the new baby, and you know, just focused on what it's going to be like once the baby arrives, to kind of give him some reassurance of what life will be like. He's very interested in these books and sitting and talking about baby and Roland. So it's good. It's good. And that is baby and belly, and I think he gets it. I think he does. So I'm glad about that. I also got another skein of the Bonafide. This was on sale. It's her Christmas colorway, Merry and Bright. It's beautiful. Another self-striper. I think it's a self-stripe, although does she typically say that on the tags? Yeah, so this mustn't be self-striping. I will look forward to knitting this next November. That's what my plan was for that. So I'll just set it aside. It'll be waiting for me to make some pretty fingerless mitts or something. And then in the Into the World, the club colorway this month is called Cat's Pajamas. I think that's so much fun. And this is the Cuckoo base, which is her is her superwash merino nylon. So I love the aquas, as you know, the teal color. So it's another good one. Love that club. I think I'm not planning on casting on anything new. I'm planning on focusing on the Citron this weekend to try and get that done. Maybe I'll be wearing it next time you see me. And yeah, happy Super Bowl weekend. Hope everybody gets to go in late on Monday. I'm planning on it. I'm gonna do my darndest to stay up and see the whole game. Last year I missed it. I had a stomach bug and I think I caught like 2 minutes of halftime, and that was it of the entire Super Bowl. So I'm really excited. I feel like I haven't seen the Super Bowl in forever, and all the commercials and all that. So I hope you enjoy what's going on in your knitting world, and I will catch you again in 10 days or so, or less, or surprise. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.